So Black Friday is coming up. It's like the last Friday of the month. I think it's like the 29th. It's the day after Thanksgiving. And generally, Black Friday is when you can build up a fairly good amount, I would say anyway, of games physically for cheap. And of course, you can also go online and order them. But one thing that is very important is to see which games are on sale, because even if you don't get it on Black Friday, there is a good chance, based on the history that I've seen and that I've even worked, the games will continue to go on sale after Black Friday, even leading up to the holidays. So some of these games are full price now or barely discounted now, and when Black Friday hits, and then, we have like a month up until Christmas time, you're going to see these games getting cheaper or staying that same price. So a lot of these games I'm going to show you now, you do not want to buy right this second. You want to hold off until Black Friday, and I'm glad we do have our first real ad around video games and what they're going to cost on Black Friday. And hey, if you want to go out and see if you can grab some of these games, you can. And keep in mind that some of these games will be the same prices at other retailers. Depending on the publishers and the companies behind them, they may be giving rebates to these different stores. So you will see similar, even the exact same deals other places. So again, good to see some sort of advertisement come out well ahead of time, right? Like, we're at the beginning of November still, and we have advertisements for Black Friday. Sometimes we don't get these things until like the week before, sometimes days before. So let's go through these, because there are some pretty good games on there. There's one game that's not even out yet that's already being discounted for Black Friday in this advertisement. So let's take a look. Now, this one is from Target. I'll leave a link down below if you want to kind of go through it yourself. They also have TVs, smart watches, laptops. They got all kinds of stuff that's going to be on sale. This advert is 54 pages long, so yes, quite a bit of stuff there. And again, you can kind of go through it and see if you want to go out and try to pick any of this stuff up. But I was a bit surprised with some of the games they have on sale, so let's go through them. The systems are okay. Here's the thing. Nintendo doesn't do a lot with their systems on Black Friday with retailers, and retailers don't feel like, I would say, marking stuff down. I think there's a game coming with it, but I'll put that in Newswave for tomorrow for anyone curious about the different systems. But let's go over some of the games here. So the doorbuster that Target has is going to be Mario Odyssey, Mario Tennis Aces, or Breath of the Wild. Any one of those at $30. Now, of course, Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild are older, but they don't typically fall below their standard pricing. I mean, you can find them on sale sometimes, right? We've seen it, but $30 is, for a brand new copy of either of those, is pretty low. That's like the lowest I've seen, I think, ever. Although when I bought Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, I didn't really go looking for them again, but that's still pretty good. Mario Tennis Aces, I'm less excited about that deal, to be honest. I think most people will do a doorbuster for a Breath of the Wild or a Mario Odyssey physically, brand new for $30. I don't think those would be the ones that Nintendo re-released that have like the extra stuff in it. I think it comes like a book or whatnot, a map. But it's still not bad, especially if you're going there to get a Switch, because their Switch already comes with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then you can pick that up. So for $330, you could leave with a Breath of the Wild and, a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, all with the Switch. It's not too bad. The thing that really caught my eye here, though, if we go over to the right, $15 games. This is pretty cool. Oh, there's some good stuff in here. Like Resident Evil 2, the remake, the one that released earlier this year. $15 for that game is a steal. Now, that, of course, has gone on sale a couple of times, so it's not like it's always been $60 or anything, but $15? That's pretty good. I would say for what a lot of people will probably fight to be a Game of the Year contender, although it's technically a remake, so it probably won't be. That is a great deal for anyone who has not played it. That is on the PS4. They do have Rainbow Six Siege on the Xbox One. They have Sonic Racing. They have Grand Theft Auto 5 down there as well, which, I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 still sells pretty well, so 15 is not bad. The Division 2, already 15. That's pretty low for a Division 2 coming out fairly recently. Dropping to $15 is something else, but those are live service games. That's what happens. They lose their value quickly. Surprised Anthem isn't over here, now that I'm thinking about that. But, hey, there you go. Kingdom Hearts 3 at 15 is not bad either. Another good one to keep in mind, considering, again, that does go on sale, but 15 is probably the lowest I've seen. Overwatch, although I guess if you don't care about the PvE stuff coming up for Overwatch 2, this might be a good time to pick it up. And then we have the Lion King Aladdin combo that's come out fairly recently. And you know what? At $15, that makes a lot more sense, I think, than the $30. I've been playing it, and it's basically those games, of course, with some extra content thrown in for like extras like the gallery, the making of, and it just looks better. But I mean, they're still the same games. They do make a big deal about Zombieland, World War Z, but then Killer Queen Black at $15 physically on the Switch isn't bad. And then if we move down to the Switch games, there are some good ones here for $15, especially if you haven't grabbed something like Mario and Rabbids. That is, again, an older one, but Kingdom Battle is very, very good. I've seen that one on sale a couple of times throughout the year, but this might be a good time to grab that, and then maybe something like CTR or the Crash Insane Trilogy. The Crash Insane Trilogy, by the way, at $15, that means that you're getting each Crash game for $5 a piece. That might be the biggest deal on here if you really consider the value that you would get. Although I will lean a bit myself personally towards Resident Evil 2 just because I liked it so much. I mean, there's a lot there for $15. But if you consider the pricing there at $15 each, that means you can get 4 of the games from that list for $60, which is the price, of course, of a brand new game that comes out nowadays. So yeah, you can walk in with that and come out with quite a bit of value, I would say. But let's drop down just a little bit here, because this is where things get kind of interesting. Some of these games, one in particular, isn't out yet. Some of them have come out fairly recently, but let's go through a few here. The $25 games, Control, I think, makes a ton more sense at $25. I wouldn't touch that game right now if it's going to be here, and then other places at $25 as well. Black Ops 4, I'm less sold on. I like Modern Warfare more. In fact, they are going to have that on sale for $45, but again, you're going to have to decide if you want the next Call of Duty, basically. I'm less interested in the Xbox games like Forza Horizon, considering they're on Game Pass. Again, that's just me. But then you have things like, Super Monkey Ball just came out, but even at $25, it's tough for me anyway, personally. But then Spyro, and then the new Overwatch on the Switch, which is a code, so keep that one in mind too. But Spyro is pretty good to pick up, I think, at $25 on the Switch there, with, of course, the three different Spyro games on there. But then over to the left, check this out. Fallout 76. That should just be free now. I don't even know. I wouldn't even have that. They might as well get some whiteout and put over that. Dragon Quest Builders 2, though, is a good one at $30. WWE 2K20 just came out, and it's going to be $30 already. It said, they say over 30 games. They say over 40 games. The other one. These are like the big ones they're putting up there, but there is a chance that you'll walk in and see games that you want that are there as well. So keep that in mind. They're kind of showing us the highlights here, but WWE 2K20 is as broken as it gets when it came out, right? And it's already $30 on Black Friday. Do not buy that game, I would say, at all. But if you really want the new wrestling game and you saw the patch notes, don't buy it now for the price that it's probably sitting at. Wait for this. It's $30. That's one of the big ones I saw. Judgment at $30 is a good one. Catherine makes a lot of sense there as well. Rage 2 for $30 isn't bad. They have been bringing out more content. And then Mortal Kombat 11 and Red Dead Redemption 2 at $30 about a year later is also pretty good. I don't know why FIFA 20 is that large on the Switch. That's a waste of money. I would not buy that at all. And then down from there, $35 for Need for Speed Heat. That game's not out yet. I'm playing it now on EA Access, and it is more like old school Need for Speed. Didn't have a very big marketing budget, it seems, as they really didn't talk about it that much, but it also doesn't feel like a big budget game, I'll say that. But it feels more like an older style Need for Speed, like Carbon kind of. So I'm actually enjoying it, to be honest, and it plays offline. I haven't run into any microtransactions yet. It's shocking, I know, but Need for Speed, it's not bad. I think Forza Horizon is much better, but it's still not bad for someone who wants, I guess, more of an arcadey type experience with their racing game. NHL's next to that. I think some people didn't even know NHL came out. Borderlands 3 at $35 is great. I would wait for this sale for $35 to pick that one up. Gears of War 5, I would just get on Game Pass. Again, I mean, you do Game Pass and you'll get that, and you'll get Forza Horizon, we just talked about, and then you have the Monster Hunter expansion there as well. I also want to point out one more deal, because this is pretty good. I would say I'm looking at this, and it was a bit surprising to me how cheap they made this this bundle, but they have the PlayStation VR, right? You can see it there. It's a VR bundle with 5 games. That's Resident Evil, Astrobot, was that Everybody's Golf, Skyrim, and then they have the PlayStation Worlds that has, I believe, all the little tech demos and stuff on there. I assume this also has the camera, as you would need that, and I doubt it has the Move controllers, but hey, you know what? $200 for the headset, everything you need to play it, and 5 games, including Astrobot, which is, I still think, probably the best game on PlayStation VR, me personally. That is a steal, especially if you have not picked it up yet. I know we're getting towards the end of the PlayStation 4's life, and probably by next year, we'll be talking about the next PlayStation VR, as I think Sony's going to probably unveil that to a degree before the PlayStation 4 comes out, or at least talk about it. But hey, $200 for everything you have there. If you already have a PS4, might not be bad to grab it with all the games that it comes with there. Anyway, guys, that's a look at our first shot of Black Friday deals there for games. Man, the $15 games are interesting just because of how much you can get for $60. At that point, if you show up and you pick out a few, not bad for the backlog, or if you've bought some games digitally and you wanted to just have physical copies going forward, it's pretty good. We don't see as many Switch games get that cheap at times, so it's nice to see that we're getting to that point. But let me know what you guys think about some of these Black Friday deals. I just wanted to bring them to your attention just in case you're looking at some of these games now, and if you just wait a few weeks, they'll be very, very cheap. You just may have to make the run out to Target. Although, hey, they might offer these online as well, and you just order them, and hey, they'll just show up a few days later. Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure you like the video on the way out if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if not. I'll see you guys next time.